All right. So we are finally here. We're at the nexus point. There's no going back after this. The world will not be the same after this trailer drops. It seems like it's such a big deal. But yeah, this is the Super Mario Brothers movie direct. We're going to see the first teaser trailer, which I don't even know. Given that it's a teaser, it's probably not going to be that long. Maybe like a minute tops. I don't know. Teaser trailers can get pretty long these days, but it seems like a lot for a direct. It seems like they could just drop it and then be done with it, you know, put it on the channel, and obviously like Universal's probably going to have it up on their channel. So I'm curious to see what this direct is going to be about. Are they going to talk about the movie after or before the trailer? Obviously we have this movie poster. I haven't talked about it a lot. I didn't talk about it in the video that I just put out yesterday, but a lot of people talking about the Toad's mouths having more pronounced cheeks, like nasolabial folds there. Obviously, people are talking about Mario not having enough cake, but you know, I think the poster's promising. I like the art direction that they've taken. I like that the antique store has a like a retro, like 8-bit aesthetic, as opposed to like a serif or script typeface on the sign or whatever. It's kind of clever. There's probably a lot of Easter eggs that I'm not seeing because I've been avoiding, like specifically avoiding this like poster analysis videos on YouTube. A few things got leaked out, like Mario's face, and I believe Peach at this point has also been her design has been leaked, but I've not been able to see it, so I'm glad that I was able to avoid spoilers. Got pipes going all over the cliffs, which is interesting to see that they're like that infrastructure is actually visible. We've got some of the like Mario 3 style floating blocks in the sky. Peach's castle is on the top of a round hill, but it might just be for the poster. It might not actually be that way in the actual movie. Who knows? We do see that there's a lot of detail, like more detail than you might expect coming from an Illumination movie. Maybe that's just because I'm more accustomed to some of their older movies, like the older Despicable Me stuff. I haven't watched like Sing 2. It's something I've actually been thinking about doing, is watching all of the Illumination movies leading up to the release of this movie, just to get a taste for like how Illumination as a studio has evolved over time, whether they've stepped up their game or not, because obviously they don't have the best reputation among the more discerning community of moviegoers and gamers even. So, by the way, we're probably going to end up watching this trailer multiple times. I don't think there's a way to avoid it, because I want to catch as much as I can. So obviously I made that video talking about the potential of a Mario movie, not necessarily this Mario movie, but what a Mario movie could be in, you know, like a perfect world. And I don't think, you know, I don't necessarily have that much faith that Illumination will be able to capture the ideal that I have for a Mario movie, but with Nintendo being more directly involved and Miyamoto having a hand in this, I'm not entirely sure what his in what capacity that is working on it. Like, is he helping to write it? Is he just overseeing things, or what? You know, this is going to be a game changer for Nintendo, I think. It's their first like proper adaptation of one of their properties as a movie, and who knows where we go from here? Do we start to see movies or shows about their other IPs? I don't know, things are just going to be different going forward. So obviously we're going to have to deal with this new take on the character with Chris Pratt being the voice, which is something that I've still not fully processed. And I don't think I'll be able to until I like actually hear his voice coming out of Mario's face. But, you know, all of the other casting choices, I think I can imagine what they're going to be like, but just not Chris Pratt. I don't know. I've just never heard him as anything but Chris Pratt. Even in the Lego movie, he was just Chris Pratt. So we'll see. Maybe he worked with a vocal coach and he's trying something. I believe I read somewhere that he's not really putting on any sort of affect to his voice, but I don't know how credible that is. But yeah, I just can't wait to see what's happening here, because the mystery will finally be out of the box, out of the question block. So I just realized. How dumb does that look? I'm also very curious what kind of voice Kevin Michael Richardson's going to be doing for Kamek, because he's got so much range. Like, he's usually doing these really deep voiced characters, which can be very intimidating. And I don't really know what role Kamek's going to have in this story. He's probably going to be like Bowser's adoptive father like he was in Yoshi's Story, but who knows? I mean, he's at the very least like Bowser's right-hand henchman, right? Foreman Spike is in it, right? So there's got to be some sort of callback to like the arcade Donkey Kong or a Wrecking Crew, or that era at least, and that setting, the construction site, like tradesman setting. There's just so much that they can do with this, and I have no idea what the creatives behind this are what their approach is going to be. And obviously the broader Nintendo community, I believe, is for the most part not really, they don't have a lot of faith in this movie, I don't think. But I'm trying to be very open-minded about it, you know. Maybe this is going to be like Illumination's redemption arc, you know, like how Spider-Verse was Sony Pictures Animation's like magnum opus after the Emoji Movie of all things. So, you know, anything can happen. You know, it's just we got to give him a chance. We got to give him a fair shake before we pass any judgment. And from the poster, you know, I got to admit it looks kind of promising, at least visually. It's a nice detail that toads have legs, like proper legs at this point. They're not just like diapers with disembodied feet that are magnetically attached to their diapers, you know? Okay, it's 4 or 5. It's happening. It's got to be happening now. Come on, let's go. I can't wait anymore. All right, here goes. Here goes. They got to talk first, right? The Super Mario Bros. Movie. Is that what it's going to be called? The Super Mario Bros. Movie?
Hello, everyone.
Miyamoto-san.
As we previously mentioned, in today's Nintendo Direct, we'll reveal the first trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Animated movie for the very first time. This Nintendo Direct is also being broadcast simultaneously
and
at
scary.
New York Comic-Con.
Terrifying.
Hello, New York Comic-Con.
One day I'll go out there
40
to New York
years
Comic-Con.
since the original Mario Brothers game was released in Japan.
Oh
Today,
boy.
lots of people around the world are playing Mario games. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
Finally,
So long.
the world of Super Mario Brothers will become an animated movie. We've been working on this movie together with Chris Meledandri from Illumination for a long time, from brainstorming and all the way through production.
They have taken their time with it,
flew
which I do
by
respect.
As we were having fun figuring out how to depict the Super Mario characters and world. Now, I'd like to hear from Chris-san, my good friend and
Oh, he's
great
gonna speak.
partner for the
Okay.
movie. Let's bring him in. Chris-san.
Thank you, Miyamoto-san. I am speaking on behalf of our directors, Michael Jelinek, Aaron Horvath, and the entire Illumination crew of artists, when I tell you that producing the Super Mario Brothers movie with you and your team at Nintendo has been an absolute privilege. Our crew is filled with Mario
Yeah, I mean, imagine being in that
fanatics,
position, you know?
and they're bringing the very best of their talent to this
So
film
much pressure.
every day. Next week, we complete animation. We're knee-deep into lighting and compositing.
All right.
Composer Brian Tyler heads to the scoring stage in just 11 days.
Ah, that's very curious.
With Koji Kondo to integrate classic
That's good to
themes
hear.
from the game into the film score.
That's promising. Honestly, that's promising.
It's been over 7 years since we first started talking about making this movie together. And it is thrilling to finally be here to show the very first look at footage with Mario fans at Nintendo Direct and at New York Comic-Con.
Yep.
Miyamoto-san, shall we go ahead and introduce some of our cast?
Okay, Chris.
All right.
Now, I'll
Other
introduce
Chris.
two of the stars from this movie. Both of them love Nintendo games and made this into a really fun movie. Are you ready?
Growing up, man,
Chris
I spent
Pratt.
hours of my life stomping Koopas in the original Mario Brothers arcade game at my local laundromat. And then, of course, it came out on Nintendo, and I played that.
Were they even called
maybe
Koopas in
years of
Mario
my
Brothers?
life. It's an honor.
They were called shell crawlers, right?
To be able to speak to the man who created those memories for me, and it's an honor to work alongside. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to become Mario. That dream, like all dreams, faces one critical challenge, as in the film.
I do get the sense that Chris understands like the gravity of this undertaking, you know, because it's so important to so many people, and I think he respects that.
I promise you, I could not have been paired with the more perfect king of the Koopas,
Jack Black.
Bowser,
Yeah.
and my friend
Very curious to see what what Jack Black is bringing to the table, because he can go like growly, like.
Jack Black.
Thank you, Chris, but I can't let
If
you
you've
have
seen
all
the
fun.
Good Mythical Morning segment
Now
where he
it's time
sings
for us to
Christmas
make this
songs.
moment all about me. While you've been dreaming about playing Mario, I've been preparing. Look at all this Koopa muscle I packed on. And this flowing mane doesn't just appear overnight. Do you have any idea how long it took me to learn how to breathe fire? I had to go learn it from Gene Simmons of Kiss. And all this hard
happening
work's
right
been
now?
worth it, though. I am so proud to have been able to collaborate with you and Miyamoto-san, as well as the entire Nintendo and
I love it
Illumination
when
team
people,
on this
like,
cinematic experience
Actually go for
that will make its
the
mark on
Japanese
Mario
pronunciation
fandom
as best they can,
forever.
rather than just going like Miyamoto. Like I even do that,
Peace out.
but it's fun to
Thank
fun
you,
to hear
Chris-san,
that.
Jack-san. All right then. Thank you all,
All right.
for waiting.
Come on.
Let's press the start
All right.
button.
No going back. Is that Bowser's lair? What's going on here? Maybe that's Bowser's lair. Because it is part of the Mushroom Kingdom then. Or was part of the Mushroom Kingdom, perhaps.
Behold, the king of the Koopas!
I approve with that voice. I approve of it. Is this in HD right now? It is. Okay, good. That was cute.
Open the gates!
That works. That works. That works. Oh, this is the Penguins Kingdom? Did not expect that. I did not see that coming. For, like, them to be an actual society. Also, Bowser's design's pretty good. It's different, but it's pretty good.
Do you yield? I do not. I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
It's just Chris Pratt. It's just Chris Pratt. Interesting. Interesting take. Feels more Western.
What is this place? Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
I think I can accept that.
Mushroom Kingdom.
I'm gonna have to get used to Mario's eyes. Like, they're closer together, and they're, like, proportionally, they're just a bit bigger. So where's Mario coming from, then? Because he's been enamored with... Oh, my. I'm gonna have to get a closer look at that. We're gonna have to rewatch it. We're going to.
For being part of this moment with us, and we're excited to share even more footage in the coming months.
I'm looking forward to it too. What do you think will happen during Mario's adventure in the Mushroom Kingdom? Production of the movie is going well.
I mean, I feel like I don't have a sense of the story at all still, so it's definitely a
I hope
teaser.
you're looking forward to the next trailer. It'll be a great experience watching the Super Mario Bros. Movie in movie theaters. You'll get to see the Mushroom Kingdom on the big screen. Look
Don't know how I
closely
feel about the
and you'll
logo.
spot things in
It's
all sorts of
the Super
places.
Bros part.
This film can be enjoyed by people of
Sorry,
all
I'm gonna
ages,
shut up for a
so I
second.
hope you'll get to a movie
Okay.
theater and cheer for
I'm
Mario.
definitely seeing it day one.
That's all for today. We'll see you next spring in movie theaters. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna be there opening night. All right, so hold on, just confirming that there's nothing else to see. Doesn't look like it. All right, I'm going back. We're going back in. All right, so we've got Bowser and his flying fortress, I guess. Putting an anchor down and crashing the Penguin Kingdom. I don't know what it's going to be called, but cute to see that. Kevin Michael Richardson. So very much like a henchman role, not like a fatherly kind of role. At least that's the sense I get. he is going gravelly with it. So even though I can still definitely hear like the Jack Blackness of it, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. This is a very kid humor moment. They're cheating. They're using magic.
Finally found it. Now
Found
who's
it.
gonna stop me?
So the one power star, it? Where? Okay, so he just came out of a pipe? Hold on. Yeah, he just came out of a pipe. He bounced on a couple of mushrooms. So he's probably coming from a city then. Right? So perhaps the role of Foreman Spike is going to be during the opening parts of this movie where he's just working as a tradesman, as a plumber, and then he finds himself in the Mushroom Kingdom. What is this place? He says, right?
What is this place?
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
Mushroom Kingdom.
That's a pretty good Toad's
here
voice.
we come.
Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
All right, so there's Mario. His face is like the top half of his face is kind of like more pushed in from the sides, I guess. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's gonna take some getting used to. The blue of his eyes is more, muted. But I think it works. It will take some getting used to. His cheeks are more pronounced. Maybe that's the real change. Like his mustache isn't kind of almost bleeding off the sides of his silhouette. So
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
I mean, it's just not a Mario voice. So that's I'm still not super on board with that. We didn't see Princess Peach at all. So here's Luigi running from some dry bones. We didn't see Peach. Let me step back. I want to take a look at Luigi's face. So there's a little bit more of like an eye sockety kind of look, which is something that we're not used to, but feels like Luigi. I think the size of the irises inside of the whites of the eyes is also something that changes the way we perceive the face, but the mustache is brown, right? Is that the case for Mario? Yeah, it's just a darker brown. Maybe you can characterize that as black. I don't know, maybe it's just the lighting that makes it feel warmer, but so there is like a premier Toad then of all of the Toads, and he's wearing the blue vest, right?
That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
Mushroom Kingdom.
I wonder what the voice is going to be like in Japanese. Well, let me take a better look at the mushroom. Okay, so the castle is on the top of a hill, but it's not round on the top. It's got a flattened plateau, and maybe that's actually the way it's supposed to be represented in the poster, but the poster didn't seem like it seemed like a total dome shape, so that makes more sense. Obviously, people are wondering, how do you get to the castle? But they have a system of pipes. It's fine. And then we got like a village at the bottom with all of these toad houses. Pretty cute. Here's a good look at Mario. Yeah, I really think it's so the eyebrows are closer together. The irises don't take up as much space in the eyes, so it's probably better for expression that way, but he feels a little bit older than the Mario that we are accustomed to as a result of like maybe the sort of fattening up the cheeks. Let's just go back to the moment.
Now who's gonna stop me?
Bowser does really look great, honestly.
Finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
It's nice to see his mouth moving with proper like lip syncing. The side profile of his face with the eyes sunken in like that does give me a strange feeling. But, I mean, I might just be on, like, copium right now, but I don't hate this design. It's different, but it's not bad. Maybe I'll do like a side-by-side comparison kind of thing, but and just analyze like what is it that about this design that feels so different. Like there's more of a corner of the eyes implied in some of the way he blinks and stuff like that. Instead of just having like a like an animatronic piece of skin that like slides from underneath his face and then disappears, you know? Yeah. I can get used to that.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Look how not amazing he is at jumping. maybe consuming a mushroom will help him jump better. That seems like a thing that an adaptation would do. All right, Fred Armisen. What is he's playing? What is he playing? Cranky Kong? I don't remember. I wish we saw Peach, but we'll have to wait. Maybe I'll end up looking at the leak after all. I'd love to know the context of how they both came to the Mushroom Kingdom, seemingly at different times. So maybe Luigi followed after him and ended up somewhere else. Like the pipe system brought Luigi to a different place in the Mushroom Kingdom, and he's here. I didn't get a sense of his voice when you listen to it. Yeah, it just sounds like Charlie Day. All right, so here we are. I'm just going to watch it just one more time all the way through without pausing. Press start. All right. I do think it's cool that his fortress just flies like that. Sorry, one more pause. I just want to see. I get a good look at this. There's like a volcano coming out of the castle. Anyway, that's cool.
Behold, the king of the Koopas!
I like the reflections coming from Kamek's glasses. The king of the Koopas. Definitely doesn't sound like Poe, which is good. I can't find my baby! I'm afraid to inform you that your baby is no longer with us as a result of an invading King Koopa.
Do you yield? I do not.
So expressive, so nice. It's good animation. It's pretty solid animation. I like the Koopas. Koopas look good.
I finally found it.
The one power star. Does he have like a bit of a green tinge on his shoulders? That's pretty cool. I mean, if there was one thing that I would want to call out, it's just that Chris Pratt just doesn't evoke Mario for me, voice-wise, but I'm still going to give him a chance.
What is this place?
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
It's a good Toad voice.
Kingdom,
I mean, honestly, we don't get a great sense of like the range that Mario will have from just this very short clip and these few lines that we've been given. So it's still too early to fully judge the performance, obviously, but that's the one part that doesn't seem to have a lot of promise yet for me. So
I want to thank all of you for being part of this.
you're welcome,
moment with
Chris.
us.
All right, well that's it. So thank you for watching this reaction, if you did, and there's no going back. We're here. I guess the the video I made about the possibilities of the story is not fully irrelevant yet, but it's pretty clear that Mario did not grow up in the Mushroom Kingdom because he's confused about where he is as an adult here. So the Yoshi's Island story does not seem to have been translated into film. That's okay. We'll see what they do with it. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.